Here we are, what it is. Pondering the romance of Scientology's top lover boy, Danny Masterson, and his most romantic date ideas will be explored today because on Valentine's Day, we need to get inspiration from the most romantic characters out there, the archetypes of love and romance. Thank you. Welcome back yourself. So a lot of Danny's dates in the future are going to be looking like a lot of Danny's dates in the past. Except he's going to be a little bit more the receiver this time. The receiver of love, more than the giver of love that he's always been so generous about being previously. Now he's going to be able to receive the love. The karma is coming full circle. And so the person waking up with red where brown should be, now it won't be his lovers, it'll be him. And he'll get to come full circle on the romance that he is so famous for. Because, of course, why wouldn't he want that? You know, if you've been giving and giving and giving and giving, at some point, it's time to receive. It's time to let the universe give to you. And it's important to do that. It's important for us to learn to receive on this romantic of days. And it's important for us to honor the people who are about to receive. For those who are about to receive what they have given, and they have given generously, and it's a beautiful thing, it's a wonderful thing that now the universe and karma is a balancing agent. If you have given so much to so many people, then at some time you have earned the right to receive. And many times, some of the most romantic giving evenings in the Masterson history, they began here at this most romantic spot, the trash can, la poubelle. And this trash can inspired Danny to treat his dates a bit like a trash can and to dump things into them from many orifice. And now the favor will be returned. And you know how it is with karma. A lot of times these favors are returned quite generously. See, when you trust in the universe and you just give and give and give, then the universe trusts in you and allows you to receive and receive and receive. And guess who's about to receive a whole lot of love? Way down inside, Danny. Way down inside. you need love. You know, because being away from home and family, being away from la poubelle could get lonely. But luckily, Mr. Masterson is destined to get a whole lot of bosom buddies and other kinds of buddies, less bosomy, slightly less bosomy, but maybe more bootylicious. Oh my God, everybody's showing up for Danny Day. Yay! Scientology romance is in the air once again. It was on a more ethereal level back at Big Blue a couple hours ago. It was harder to spot. But this is a place for celebrity. This is a place where people who do not harm a person of goodwill, 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 and do not play shitty Scientology music to harm people of goodwill, for I am of goodwill, and I will depart the area of the Scientology music to film it from a more reserved location right here. Scientology, are you proud of your achievements on this most romantic day? Are you proud of your music? So, this is where Danny's lovers, involuntary lovers, this is where they came to report some illicit 2D behavior by Mr. Masterson, and they were told that they must have done the same thing in a past life, so it's all their fault. Yeah, that would be funny. Oh, it's a pretty glamorous neighborhood in many areas, but not all of it. This kind of is a blight, not the building, but the inhabitants. Yeah, this is a kind of thing that Joe Rogan should be very into, you would think. Any kind of protest that would crack people up, that have some humor involved, should definitely be something that Joe Rogan would encourage. And he has laughed at Scientology quite a bit. He had Leah Remini on his show, and they were goofing on the whole Xenu thing. So, he's obviously not a big fan of the cult. And, but obviously we have a certain technology of obfuscation. Once again, we are hiding the awesomeness. Yeah, especially the awesome. Well, I've been saying it, and I've been saying it in comments and here, that there's the Kill Tony show once a week. Anybody in Austin, go to that back alley behind Kill Tony, and there's like 100 wannabe comedians lined up waiting to see if they get picked to be on the show and do 1 minute of stand-up. That is a perfect recruiting ground for... I need to get Pearl Snappy's email address. Anybody has it? Send it to me, please. Don't put it here. Put it at davymismanage@protonmail.com. But otherwise, I'll just send her something on there. But yeah, they should really get those comedians involved, because you could get probably 50 comedians in one swoop over at Kill Tony, and they would have a blast getting a little notoriety from the internet. So I mean, these people are trying to get on a show, so we'll show them a show they can get on. Right, Bobby Lee's brother, exactly, yeah. So, and you know that Joe and Streets would have a great time doing a show together, you know. Obviously, it'd be far more entertaining with me, but, you know, no. I think he should be the dude to do it. And, you know, maybe he can grab one or two people to join him and be on the show with him. You know, some people that can make a little splash, make a little noise. And that's what they're kind of failing to do right now. Like, I can barely hear their music. But they are playing music. They are trying to do their little tricky thing. And it doesn't sound very romantic. It doesn't sound very Valentinian. So, come on, Scientology. Let's pick up the pace. It is Valentine's Day. Show us how romantic you are, Scientology. We know you got it in you. I mean, you did spawn one of the great lovers of the 21st century, Danny Masterson, of whom you are quite proud, it is said by many and all, and everybody in the know. And the fortress mentality is maintained even on Valentine's Day. They are locking it down, man. It is Fort Knox in there. Because, you know, they have a lot of wisdom that everybody's coming after. And they got to protect themselves. Because Scientological wisdom is very hard to come by. Hey, lady, with the 7JYC933, 7JYC933, come on down. You've won a prize. Yeah, honk at them, honk at them. They are out ethics. They should be letting you in. This is ridiculous. Flunk, flunk, flunk. You have flunked, flunked, flunked. Beware of the cult of Scientology. Beware of the cult of Danny Masterson. Oh, Danny. What are you doing in there, Danny? So, Danny apparently is in some form of psych ward. Apparently, Danny's having issues with self-love and self-acceptance and wanting to maintain one of those dynamics. I don't know, the first dynamic? Maybe Danny's not too comfortable with his first dynamic, and he's going to get severely less comfortable with his second dynamic pretty soon. Because although love may be plentiful in Danny's future, I don't know if it's the psych ward or the medical unit or something, but supposedly he's on some kind of hurting yourself type of watch situation. And, you know, remember on Valentine's Day that true love begins with self-love, Danny. And this is the message that you need to hear. Thank you. I love getting comments like that. So yes, Danny needs to just open himself up to receive the abundance that the universe is trying to provide him. And to recognize what he has pulled in and maybe deal with how maybe in past lives he might have been the booty bandit in some kind of jail. Has anybody ever heard of the booty bandit? The booty bandit is the type of person that Danny will be spending a lot of time with. And I know somebody who encountered the booty bandit in a closed room situation, let us say. And this person, who I will not identify, was not hurt by the booty bandit. He was not touched in the way that certain redheads are about to be touched, very intimately. But he did say that it was the most terrifying few minutes in his life, being alone in a room with the booty bandit. And I don't know if the booty bandit is still around or still incarcerated or perhaps at Corcoran, who knows? But what I do know is that if he's not, there are other people willing to step in and assume his position vis-a-vis our little Danny boy. Little Danny boy, it's Valentine's Day. And you are providing... Yeah, no, I mean, consent is not a thing that a homo novus type being like Danny needs to worry about. And I mean, who needs consent when, you know, you already have everything laid out by Elron? Elron knows the deal. Look at these people struggling to get into Scientology. Uh-oh, backing out, creating dangers on the road, because these people in Scientology, they will not let this guy in. Can't you see he has an infinity? What are we talking about? We're talking about Danny. Hi from the south of Pittsburgh. We're talking about Danny's wonderful Valentine's Day in Corcoran State Prison and how romantic his new situation is. You know, he used to have to begin his romantic evenings over there at La Poubelle, the garbage can of LA restaurants. And many a romantic evening of Danny's began in this location over here with the blue awning, La Poubelle. And I don't know why I said it with a slightly Italian accent when it's French, but whatever. And so now Danny doesn't need to leave home to achieve ultimate romance. And that's a relief, because Danny is a homebody at heart. And that's why he lived straight up that street, about 3 blocks and to the left, and he went to that restaurant, and there's his place of religiosity, whatever. Now will that car get through? That car with the obscured license plates. Yes, this car does get through. Another Infiniti makes it through the gauntlet. Congratulations. You may now be preyed upon by a bloodthirsty cult. Good job. That's what we like to see. Oh, I don't know about any hit. I think it's more about I think there was an intention put upon the nether regions of our friend Daniel, and about certain penetrating theories of spiritual philosophy that Daniel will be subjected to. And open the door! People are trying to join a cult! Would you people just let people join a damn cult? Okay? They're lining up here to get mind controlled. Someone's knocking at the door. Somebody's ringing a bell. Do me a favor, open the door, let them in. Come on, man, let them in, let them in, let them in. You're causing traffic disturbances. People are having to back up onto this street. Do you realize this is dangerous, Scientology? Thank you. Yes, please do tap the like button, the subscribe button, all the buttons. And I appreciate that very much. So yeah, there was a lot of action last night over here at La Poubelle because somebody associated with that place, I don't know, actually assaulted a woman. Seemingly a La Poubelle tradition, assaults upon women. That is the rumor. I do not have it triple confirmed as a journalist, but it appears that there's a tradition of brewing over here at La Poubelle, and that is assaults upon women. Assaults that are not punished. When the LAPD was called about this assault, it took them 2-3 hours to show up and they did nothing. Interesting, huh? But yet, when the LAPD was called, when people came to protest that assault, oh, we had what do they call it? A phalanx? A phalanx? They had a big lineup of cops there, just protecting Danny's favorite restaurant, making sure nothing bad happens to the prelude to Danny Masterson's romantic overtures that are so famous for happening in that place. Oh, the police were already there. Oh, that's funny. So yeah, they don't even have to be called, huh? Probably La Poubelle paid them some money for overtime cops. I wonder where they got that idea. Could it have been Scientology? Okay, let's see. Are they going to open up the door for this old beat-up Honda? I don't know. Look at that. Quicker than anybody. That's what you need. See, because the thing is, they want to know that you have put all your money into Scientology. If you show up in a beat-up car, that shows your connection to L. Ron Hubbard and everything that's beautiful and romantic and awesome and spectacular in the world, right? If you show up with a nice car, that might indicate that you're withholding cash. Oh my God. Tallman's guitar player cop, huh? See, why should you have money left over to buy a nice car if you're in Scientology? Yeah, exactly. I mean, that means you are, by definition, you are holding out, right? It's like a pimp, you know? When your girl comes back and she has a new mink coat, well, that means she's not bringing all her money back to you. That's a bad sign. That's not a sign of prosperity. That's a sign of withholding. That's a sign of not keeping up your end of the bargain. So, all these nice infinities, they don't get in. They gotta wait, right? Look at this little thing. Look at this little beat up thing. I bet, see? Even quicker than that beat up Honda. Just let them right in. Right, you're scrimping, you're saving, you're putting your money where your money belongs. That's Scientology. Not into cars. There are going to be no cars on Target 2. Okay, we got Target 2 that we're aiming for, where Elron is waiting for us. with the results of his out-of-body research that is going to blow away. I mean, the thing is, the body was just becoming a hindrance. Oh, really? Oh, that's a different Danny. Okay. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. I think Danny is going to be, well, the thing is, all those little pesky Scientology rules about drugs and whatnot, you know, they don't necessarily apply on the same level to these people. You know, there's certain upper level Phaeton types that they don't have to live by our rules, the rules of the non-Scientologists, the rules of the people who really don't have a clue about what's going on. Because if we're curious, there's only one thing to do: to go in and see what's up. Go in and see for yourself, right? Come into our lair where we can hold you down and indoctrinate you. No handcuffs, huh? Yeah, well, when people assault anti-Scientologists, there are never handcuffs, there are never problems. They even get to frisk themselves, right? But man, if any of us hit a Scientologist, which I will never do, you know, it would be straight. It would be like, forget about bail, forget about any of that stuff. You're going straight to jail, throw away the key. But yeah, so people are clamoring for the love of L. Ron. And these gatekeepers are a little reticent. They don't let everybody in. Some people are denied entry. But, you know, the good thing about Danny, nobody will be denied entry to Danny. Danny will be come one, come all. That's going to be Danny's motto in his new location. Come one, come all. And let Danny pave the way to your happiness with his barely used orify that will probably be overused very quickly. Yeah, I don't think the police care about fair game. Double wide Danny. Yes, double wide Danny has a lot of splaining to do over there. Are they actually playing music there too? Oh my God. The serenading is just relentless. But the thing is, my mic is only good enough to pick up my big booming voice. I don't think it's really going to pick up a lot of Scientological music. I don't think that's really going to happen. And I don't think that any copyright claims are going to withstand scrutinization. But, we are in a special enforcement zone. A special enforcement zone beginning on and after Monday, January 3rd, 2022. No person shall sit, lie, sleep, or allow items to remain in the public right-of-way within 500 feet of the overpass on North Bronson between Yucca and Carlos. Okay, cool. So where is Scientology in here? Where is Scientology? Scientology is right. Where the there it is, that whole area. So only part of it is in the zone. Interesting. Okay. Only this part of it is in the zone. And here we go, the beautiful 101 view in the back of the castle. Back to the dungeonary view of Scientology. Although we know that most of Scientology is a de facto dungeon, some areas look more dungeony than others. And this area looks pretty damn dungeony. Well, it looks like prelude to a dungeon. So, my question to Scientology is, what would your recommendation be to Danny in how to deal with these booty thetans that are approaching him in a most spectacular way, most insistently? The booty thetans of Danny Masterson, they're coming, and they're going to be coming a lot more. And the regularity of their arrival is getting more and more regular. Stasi. Yeah, DOA is a badass. Obviously, you've seen my spectacular interview with DOA yesterday. Really fun. But also then I went home, watched him with Pearl Snappy, one of my favorite characters in this whole crew. And then be careful of the booty thetans, Danny. Yes, the booty thetans are interbulating Danny in a way that he has interbulated others. So, you know, it's good to get both sides of the interbulation quotation quotient. Yeah, that's really a term. And yeah, but anyway, so I watched DOA in Vegas, and where, you know, he shows up in Vegas and 5 minutes later the cops are there. Yeah, the way he gets in the cop's face is funny as hell, and I love it. Not what I would do, not my style, you know, but I'm just such a mild-mannered guy, you know, that wouldn't be my deal. But I'm glad somebody has the cojones, a genre. Yeah, well, anyway, the thing is, LRH did have a technology for every situation. Yeah, right? The Vegas ones, that was so cool. You know, I have a friend that's in Vegas a lot, and I was telling him, you know, you should go do some Scientology filming over there. Good way to kick off your channel. And I mean, it was so hilarious, like just this one goofy dude standing in the middle of a parking lot freaking out, you know, within minutes after DOA shows up there filming. It's pretty damn hilarious, you know. Secret agent man, yeah. It's like, I mean, don't they realize how stupid they look to everybody? The cops are used to being called for very serious events, right? Life or death situations. And then Scientology calls like every day because, hey, somebody's filming me and I'm scared, right? And Scientology says that they have all this confront. We have confront. No, you don't. Goobers. You got no confront. You don't know how to confront anything. If you know how to confront, Teach Danny. He's going to need it. One Man Theater. I did see him a little bit at La Poubelle. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I saw, I mean, you know, the guy is, well, he's definitely a workaholic compared to me. He did that whole interview with me. He did the whole interview with Pearl Snappy right after that. And then he headed down here and got involved in all of that stuff. So, yeah. That'll teach me not to be so damn lazy. You know, I do one thing a day and feel like, oh yeah. Right, exactly, right after that interview. Oh yeah, and the dancing with the cops in the background, that was hilarious. I have a lot of questions for that dude about his technology and whatnot, you know. And also, like, playing this music, like, does he have some, maybe he bought the rights or something, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I probably do need to come back here later tonight because obviously we're talking about a French restaurant on Halloween. So I would expect many, many megaphones and a lot of talking about Danny's amorous ways. You know, did I say Halloween before? Because I almost did now. No Valentine's Day is complete without a thorough analysis of the romantic ways of Scientologists and their main romantic icon, Danny Masterson, definitely needs to be a topic of discussion. If we are going to fully embody the potential of the transformative power of love, we need to understand the transformative power of love that's touching Danny Masterson in oh, thanks, that's nice. That you're glad he brought you here. So yes, Halloween is basically a daily occurrence for much of LA. This is true. Certain things. I remember one time, a long time ago, like in the 80s, I was driving around in Beverly Hills, and I was driving with this friend from England, and this woman pulled up next to us in a car that was like a very unique shade of purple, one of those girl colors that I don't know the name of, but her hair and her lipstick was perfectly color matched to her car. And I was like, oh my God, this is definitely LA. The non-Scientologist flat bottoms, what? Well, nobody knows more about the second dynamic than L. Ron Hubbard, as we know. I mean, the guy had like a Tom Cruise level of body count when it came to wives. Yeah, you can file complaints against the cops here too, but according to Streets, what they do is they have to respond within a year. So they respond within like 364 days, but then apparently your responses to them have to be within that same year. So they just run out the clock. Lying down with them dogs. Well, certain prisoners with Danny are going to have to be worried about fleas. after they get frisky with him, because who knows what kind of uncleared booty thetans he's bringing into the joint. And, you know, there might be infestations to a degree previously unknown in that prison because of what's lurking in the booty of Danny. What thetanology is he bringing into that place? And the romantic vibes continue to pour out. The celebrities are arriving, obviously. And policia? Yeah, what is the NF Nation again? I don't know, I can't see here we go. Our friend, the police. Hello, police. I love you, police. Happy Valentines. Non-Scientologist flea bottoms. A very crucial political group in the upcoming elections. And everybody in California, please go to the ballot. Realize there is a primary coming up. And since Adam Schiff did not want to respond to my questions about Scientology, that means that you're going to have to vote for his opponent if you are a Democrat in the Tampa Bay area. All right. Cool. So, well, Vortex, just go down and do a real one. But yeah, if you're a registered Democrat, then you got to vote for Democrats, I believe. Don't quote me, but do vote for Katie Porter and not him. I mean, I haven't even checked with her about it, but she's a little more progressive on most things and a little less the type of person that takes money from these evil. And vote for Mark Bunker in Clearwater. Yes, if you're in Clearwater, please vote for Mark Bunker. It's really crucial, super important that you do that. But let's not get a person who runs from questions about Scientology, Adam Schiff, let's not get him into the Senate. That's what we do not need. Right, you only get a ballot of... Yeah, so if you're a registered Republican, you don't have that option, or independent, or whatever. So if you are a registered Democrat, not calling you names or anything, you know, just saying if you are, then you don't want to vote for Schiff. Yeah, I'm sure he'll get a presidential pardon. Yeah, that's quite likely. You know, everybody wants to get this R-wordist out of there because, I mean, sweet little Danny, all alone with all them booty thetans coming after him. And he can't just word clear those booty thetans. They won't go away that easily. Those booty thetans take a lot more encouraging to make them move on from something as enticing and spicy as the booty of the Danny. But today might just be one of the most romantic days in Danny's life, if they let him out of that crazy ward. I don't think Uncle Joe's going to do it. I don't think too many people are doing too many things like that. But you never know. All those politicians, they relate to this kind of activity. Many of them, not all of them obviously, but many of them do for sure. And check it out. Are we being serenaded again and making my voice get louder so they can't serenade me on the thing here? Yeah, they're trying to get the music there, and then I just talk like that, and they can't possibly strike me for that. They can't possibly do that because my voice is drowning out all their Scientological music-ification, and there's no way. There's no way, dudes. There's no way. Unless you really piss off the neighbors, there is no way. No trespassing. Exit only. See, that's what Danny used to say. Danny used to say, exit only. Danny used to say exit only, but that policy only applied to him. It did not apply to his victims. For Danny's victims, it was a two-way street. But Danny thought he was going to keep that exit a one-way street. Danny thought it was going to be all about exit only. But now in Danny's new playground of champions, there is no exit only option. It's entry and exit. Entries and exits are combined in Danny's new permanent home. I have no idea what the schedule is. Yeah, that's the thing, Danny was very considerate to let people sleep through the violation of the exit only policy. What is what? Oh, Danny, you know what? Danny's exit only policy will be violated no matter how much soap he holds on to and for how long. Holding on to that soap, Danny, it ain't gonna save you. Everybody thinks all you got to do is just not drop the soap and then you're all good. Well, Danny, the booty thetans coming after you. They don't adhere to that policy so stringently, it appears. Rumor has it that even with soap in hand, the booty thetans know how to regulate the situation. And it appears that they intend on regulating. And regulate they shall, and regulate they must. Well, Danny has a few years before his AARP days, and by then, he might have had some little special augmentations that make him even more popular in his new forever home. Oh, the glory of Scientology on Valentino's Day. Valentino used to live here. And now we're back on Valentine's Day. Isn't that amazing? And I just made that up, but it's quite possibly correct. Valentino did live in the neighborhood, a little to the left here. But, A lot of people like that did live in this building. And this was meant to be an awesome building for movie stars. And then came the infamous cult of Scientology, the camera cult. You've heard of cargo cults. This is the camera cult. The camera cult of Scientology. So, we love you. We love you. Happy Thanksgiving. And we love you guys too, because you guys make a nice little threesome here. But is that enough? Thank you. Yeah, everybody's good. You know, it just started coming out, but you know, everybody's going to say that that I'm just copying Pearl Snappy, but I didn't mean to, Pearl Snappy. Didn't mean to violate any copyrights on singing at Scientologists. Uh-oh. Try to treat others as you would want them to treat you. Kind of sounds familiar. Is somebody plagiarizing some golden rule type thing? Is that what you're doing, people? Are you plagiarizing the golden rule? Have you no shame? Don't know about Jamie Mustard, but any relation to Mean Mr. Mustard? You guys need more cameras than this. How are you going to keep track of everything with this few cameras? I mean, I've gone like 20, 30 yards since the last camera. And now I'm only just now coming up on a camera? That's slacking. You guys are slacking. Quit slacking, Scientology. You need to up your camera tech. Yeah, I can't help Beatles references. You know, that's... I'm one of those people that think... the Beatles changed the world. Debate me on that one. A pose and an eye wink. Okay. Scientology in the sky with cameras. Being romantic on Danny Masterson Day. You know, there was a time that I had a friend, and we were doing, you know, we were meeting up at this woman's house, and she told us about how she met John Lennon and Yoko Ono and Chuck Berry and whatever. And basically, you could look it up. It was the Mike Douglas show, I believe, way back in the early 70s. And this woman was a chef, whatever. She was a macrobiotic chef, right? So they called the macrobiotic whatever agency and said, could you send us a chef to the Mike Douglas show, because we're going to do a cooking segment. So she goes on the show, and it is John Lennon and Chuck Berry. Yeah, and when Yoko, yeah, you know the one, right? So she does this cooking lesson where she's teaching them how to make some macrobiotic food. And you know that one. That's funny. And so, yeah, so the next meeting we came back and she played us the video. And that's before it ever went on YouTube or anything. And that look of Chuck Berry when Yoko joined in the song, oh my God, it looked like a snake bit him in the ass or something. But yeah, I was always into John Lennon, and when I moved to New York, I met like 50 people who knew John Lennon personally, and I was like, you know, this is really cool. Yeah, Chuck Berry was Little Richard. Yeah, he was gay. He was, if you see Down and Out in Beverly Hills, Little Richard's in that, and that's a really funny movie. One that is definitely doesn't fit today's standards on many levels, but so yeah, Valentines. Take your date to the trash can for Valentines, and you might find that there's more protesters than there are diners at that place. How romantic would that be, to go out for Valentine's dinner and get serenaded to a chorus of Danny Masterson's criminal history? That would be fun and romantic, wouldn't it? That would be an amazing thing to experience. And imagine being these people, like this guy that was sweeping up across the street, that you happen to be right next to Danny Masterson's favorite restaurant. It might have seemed like a good idea long, long ago, but now, when the karma is reverberating, it must not be fun. It might even create a little bit of a bad feeling in the neighborhood. Like, hey dude, did you really have to go to every day of the Danny Masterson trial to support this abuser of women and bring heat down on the neighborhood? Did you really have to do that? Were you really thinking clearly? You did see that, yeah. So anyway, that was my friend who did the macrobiotic thing, Hillary. And when she told me that, that was about the 50th person that I met in New York who had personally met John Lennon. And me being a Beatles freak, that's a big deal. Yeah, well, our ages, you know, c'est la vie. As I said to another person, old is what happens when you do not die early. So, that's okay. Every time somebody bitches about being old, I say, well, consider the alternative. You know, are you really having a problem with that, given the, yeah, Yoko, although like a lot of people that are in like punk rock and different things, you know, they see Yoko as a true pioneer, and she was in a lot of ways. I mean, not my kind of pioneer, not my kind of sound, but you know, in that world, somebody yelled something about Scientology. I couldn't necessarily see the where that came from, but I appreciate the sentiment. Thank you, thank you. Now I wish I would have brought my alien glasses. This would be a good place to get a little action off of the crowd. Not too many celebrities at the Celebrity Center. maybe some wannabes. It is hard to eye flirt with those glasses. That is true. Okay, now you're older than me, because I didn't know that. Happy VD. But I do remember it being called VD, and I still will call it that on occasion, because why not? They don't have to keep making up new names for everything. As soon as you make up a new name, then everybody starts using it for their own general purposes, and then they change it again. So we're pondering booty theetons on this most romantic day for Danny Masterson's new life in his new happy home away from home. And we're pondering the role of Scientology in this whole romantic extravaganza. And it seems that people are still lining up to pay homage to the cult, to Danny, to all the beauty. And now Danny's only hope is the dreaded Sykes. Can you imagine being a Scientologist in prison, basically for life, and your only hope is the most evil people in the world, the Sykes? Oh no, the people who drug women and then do violate the exit-only rule on them while they are drugged. Those are not the evil people. No, no, no. What are you thinking? No, those are just people that are, you know, they're just letting somebody pull them in because of their past life transgressions. And no unknown food toys. Okay, yeah, don't want to do that. And definitely don't want to do that over at La Poubelle. Make sure you watch your drink at La Poubelle. Bad things have happened to people who just go to the restroom and leave their drink unattended at La Poubelle. La Poubelle, a place where you want to keep an eye on your food and drink at all times. Try not to blink, because there have been known to be people molestifying on that food so they could molestify on you. And yeah, so he'll be in the psych ward with the Sykes. And then the question is, no night is ladies' night at the trash can. That is correct. La Poubelle, the place where no night is ladies' night, unless you like roofies. And then every night is ladies' night at La Poubelle. La Poubelle, one free roofie with your beverage of choice. Disneyland isn't the only one who can slip a Mickey. That's right. Get your Mickey at La Poubelle. Spike and roofies. I think they should just change the name to Mastersons. I think that should be the poster. Just Mastersons. La Poubelle. La Poubelle, I see. Nice one. I don't know if that was an accidental mistake, misspelling, or a genius misspelling. We are killing it today because romance is in the air. Review it. Everybody review La Poubelle. And make sure, you know, just say, when I was visiting LA, and then, you know, talk about how amazing it is to be in Danny Masterson's favorite restaurant. You know, give us that feeling of what it's like to actually be there. I have actually dined at La Poubelle a couple times, long before this ever happened. The last time was at least 6 years ago, probably more like 10. I don't really remember in detail how good it was. It certainly was not accurate to the French cuisine that I know from living there, but, you know, it was an option, and it's hard to get good French food. But, and I'm kind of pissed because I would like to have a French restaurant within walking distance of my home. That would be a nice thing. But La Poubelle has deprived me of that, because there's no way I'm going to Danny Masterson's restaurant, especially, I mean, just because he went there, I wouldn't punish him for that. But I mean, the fact that you go above and beyond the call of duty, going to court to sit there, signing a statement, P-O-U. La Poubelle is La P-O-U-B-E-L-L-E. It's, but I thought you were making a joke about pubes. The owner is half Dutch. Well, then I'll get, and I speak half Dutch, so then I'll just throw some half Dutch at him. Godverdomme, what is dat met Danny Masterson? See, there's my Dutch. Yeah, La Poubelle. Exactly, Running Bear. La Poubelle, amour. La Poubelle, amour. Happy like a roofie drink. La Poubelle, amour. Watch out for pubes in your drink. Vloken whore? Are you calling me a Vloken whore? I don't know. I think your Dutch might be either mistyped or as rudimentary as mine. I don't know. But I got a little passive understanding of some Dutch, but niet vloeken? What's vloeken? See, I probably only know the West Flemish version. I hung out with the West Flams, and they don't really speak the purest Dutch in the world. But I got a little passive understanding of some Dutch. Hey, 9DWN044, what you doing at Scientology? Ah, voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Sinon, drink this. You don't want to sleep with me? Okay. You drink. You thirsty. It translates to the trash can. Oh, vloeken is cussing. Vloeken. Okay. Yeah, it is the trash can. Throw it in La Poubelle. And I don't know why that's the name for it. I have not word cleared La Poubelle yet. And that's on me. That is my thank you for telling everybody to like and making me less Tory in my ways. Coster? The Coster restaurant? Oh, thanks for subbing. And anybody else being called upon by the spirit of Xenu to subscribe today would be very encouraged to do so. I have never been interviewed by a man in the hammock. I always thought I would be the man in the hammock doing the interviewing. The bin, yeah, that would be a more British translation. The bin. Throw it in the bin. But bin here is, you know, it's a synonym for sure. But I'd say garbage can, trash can would be more. Thank you. I was shining bright. Yeah, it was fun, you know. I mean, I actually looked at it afterwards, not all of it, but I was kind of like, you know, it's hard to watch yourself on film sometimes, but then, you know, you got to kind of make yourself. And then, yeah, I actually have done some other film work, nothing professional that I got paid for or whatever, but there's going to be a little event that I'm going to be involved in coming up here in Hollywood land, where I make a little cameo appearance in a short kind of art film, but nothing I can invite anybody here to, you know, that don't need these people showing up for it, for sure, you know. We wouldn't want to alert the Academy to my enemies. But next stop is going to be, yeah, the next thing I need to do, I need to come up here and not do it as a live stream, but do it as a, whatchamacall, of just where I video it, and then I can post it, and then I can have the copyright. Hey, happy Valentines! We love you! Oh, he left. He didn't want to find out about booty thetans. Now I feel rejected. I'm going to have to clear my dejection vibes. That's so sad. Doesn't he realize that rejecting somebody's love on Valentine's is triply painful? I mean, that's what Danny told them, like, don't reject my love. Well, if you do, just drink this. And, you know, the ones who drank it, they didn't reject his love for long. There are many ways to support the channel. And yeah, please do. You know, you can do the stickers, and you can join and all that. They do need an over-the-counter pill. I mean, come on, Scientology. Can't you get involved with the pharma establishment? I mean, there is more evil to do out there, Scientology. I was watching this thing about Ozempic earlier, you know, because as a big dude, that idea is very tempting, but it was this guy explaining what Ozempic does for you, and one thing about it is that it's one of these drugs that the pharma people are pushing that you just got to take for the rest of your life. And that's the kind of drug I don't want to take. I don't want to take something you got to take for the rest of your life. Except weed. But that's not a drug. That's an herb. That doesn't count. This whole thing, calling it a drug, no. It's just an herb. That's like calling, like, basil a drug. Come on. Come on, people. Let's get clear on what's a drug. It kills your bowels. Yeah, it kills your whole digestive system. And like in Chinese medicine, the whole acupuncture system, like, you know, the most important thing is your fire, your belly, your digestion, and all of that. And it just ruins it. It causes like paralysis, I think, in the stomach or something. I mean, it's really nasty. Well, here you don't need a card for weed to be legal. You just need to be over 21, and you can walk in and get your weed. It hasn't really been too hard to get weed in California for quite a while, but now you don't even need a card. Some states you still need a card, and some states that won't even do it. Yeah, you like gummies? Yeah, gummies are just a little like, you don't know what's going to happen until it happens, and then it keeps happening and happening even more. No basil for you, Scientology. No basil whatsoever, or I will report you. No texting and driving. These people text and drive with impunity, and I don't like it. Call me old-fashioned or whatever, but I don't like drunk driving. I don't like text driving. But anyway, it's a beautiful day in Hollywood with a nice breeze. It's I would guess around 65 degrees, which would make it 18 or 19 Celsius. Got a nice little cool breeze. If you stand in the sun, though, feels like summertime. And you stand in the shade, yeah, it's a little breezy, but not cold. Yeah, it's great. The 64, okay, yeah. It's the kind of weather that, yeah, if you're in the sun, it feels like it's in the 70s. You go into the shade, it feels like it's in the high 50s. That's LA winter for you. As long as the sun's shining, it does feel hot if you're in the sun. 2,000 milligrams of edibles. I'm not Joey Diaz. That's, yeah, no, I don't need that. I would rather do 5 grams of shrooms than 2 grams of pure THC. Yeah, it's usually spring-like here, except for, you know, maybe a month of winter and 2 months of summer when it gets super hot. But, you know, a lot of people come to LA in June thinking like, all right, Southern California sunshine, beaches and all that. But we get the June gloom here, where it's actually cloudy a lot of times in June. Your drug is food. Yeah, that's one of mine too. I just have others. Mainly just weed and food. Food is good. And oh, wow. Just for 1 second, had 79 people on here and 79 likes. And now I got 80 likes and 79 people on here, so nice ratio. I like it. Sometimes with my shorts, you know, it'll say like percentage watched or whatever. It'll be over 100%. That's kind of cool. Now we're at 80 and 80. All right. Keep liking, keep subscribing, make me famous. Cavatelli, yeah, Cavatelli. Sitting is the new smoking. What if you sit and smoke? That would describe many of my evenings. Sitting, smoking, and watching my colleagues who do the night shift, watching them do their thing. Hey, you guys, anybody that would like to send me show ideas for when I do it from home, send it to davymismanage@protonmail.com if you have any ideas of themes. I mean, I'm sure we can do multiple booty thetan episodes, definitely, now that we've kicked the booty thetans into high gear on Valentine's Day. We've even invoked the name of the booty bandit on this most Valentine-ish of days, and that's a beautiful thing, because you chewed too. Oh my God. Yeah, that could be funny. The guard thing is really funny. Pasta fazul. It is Davy Mismanage, same as this channel, at protonmail.com. Davy Mismanage at protonmail.com. Yeah. Montreal. Montreal born and but not there anymore. So are you Dutch to some degree? Canadian? What's your deal, Valentine? Cecilia. Bella Cecilia, right? In the Netherlands, Sicily, Netherlands, never heard of that. Where are you in the Netherlands? I've been around the Netherlands a little bit. David Letterman, yeah, that's one of the top 10 lists of who I sound like. And of Danny Masterson getting used to, that's good. Calabrian, okay. Okay, so you Italians. Mother Sicilian, father Dutch. Oh, your father has no chance. Mama is ruling. Although those Dutchmen, they're used to strong women. In the oldest city. Okay, now you're messing with my head. What's the oldest city? That would be Utrecht. No? The oldest city. Can't be Amsterdam, that would be too easy. Oh yeah, Masterson's going to be tossing a lot of salads. He's going to be in the salad preparation business, if you know. All right, I got it, huh? I probably heard that at one point. I spent a lot of time in Belgium in the area of Brugge. Brugge, as they would say. Slightly with my way of messing it up, but anyway. But only time I went to Utrecht one time, because I took the wrong train from Schiphol, And instead of going to Amsterdam, I ended up in Utrecht, and then I had to go back to the airport and go to Amsterdam. So, no big deal. I got to see your train station, though. Dutchmen are handsome, yes. They are tall and lanky, and I am jealous because I am tall and non-lanky. And the Sicilian women, not so bad. So I'm guessing Miss Valentine here. Nice combo. Always showing off. Got to show off. Can't have your own TV network here without showing off something. It's you're going to the table, it's the hour to eat. I think I've deciphered that Italian. You probably didn't write it in pure Sicilian. You gave me a chance. Took a second, though, because I speak French. I do not speak Italian, except Il Papa fuma la droga. That's my Italian. The Pope smokes dope. You know, that's all you need, really. If you go to Italy, you got to be able to count to 10 or something and say the Pope smokes dope, and then you're all set. You know, you've shown the cultural sensitivity as an American, so then they warm up to you, you know, because you enjoy too. Enjoy your mangiare and all that. Well, yes. May the hands who roofied those drinks get a lot of booty thetans over at Corcoran State Prison for the criminally deranged. I know, I need to wear the hat. I may go home and get another outfit for tonight's festivities. Another outfit meaning I put on my alien eyes and my Davy Mismanaged hat. And get into my full regalia so that the world may be amazed about that. It's bugging about what? Oh, the DOA King robe, yes. That is something I need to get to. I think we should all send Danny some lube. I think it would be kind of funny if he got a jumbo case of KY jelly sent to him right at prison. Thinking of you, Danny. I know you didn't use this on your victims, but, you know, we're not like you. Many Dutch are in South Africa, or you mean Afrikaners? The Dutch language of... Yeah, I was just talking to a Belgian friend in Blankenberge, and he was telling me that he just went to South Africa, and he said for them, for Dutch speakers, you could basically learn Afrikaans like in a week. Yeah, he should use icy hot. That's a good idea. Icy hot. Also in Aruba, yeah, I've been to Curacao, where they speak papiamento, and also a little bit of Monostat. Yeah, you guys, you're brainstorming it, man. We're getting a lot of ideas for Danny on his first. We are celebrating Danny's first Valentine's Day in his new happy home. Hip hip hooray, Danny Masterson, in your new happy home. We love you long time, just like Bubba will. Well, they don't speak Afrikaans in Aruba. They speak Papiamento. Yeah, exactly. Yes, they do. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God, yes. And Dutch, yes. Mrs. Valentine, you're supposed to be eating. What are you doing here still? No, please remain, obviously, but yeah, Danny is the Valentine for everybody. The Valentine that will be passed around and passed around and passed around until next Valentine's Day, where he will be passed around at double speed. And the speed will multiply every Valentine's Day. And Danny's going to be very popular wherever he goes because he's a popular guy. He's a celebrity. Who doesn't like celebrities? You know, so Danny's going to be a very popular guy. And, you know, everybody's going to want some of that awesomeness to rub off on them, right? So there's going to be a lot of rubbing off on Danny's behalf. A lot of rubbing off, a lot of trying to rub off that celebrity and get a little celebrity for oneself. Yeah, it's gonna be cute. It's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be romantic. It's gonna be the romance that Danny has always wanted. He's gonna be donkey punched, yes. To those, what did Karl Marx said? You know, to those who need will get what they need, and to those who have, I don't know. I am totally not getting the Marx quote. Yes, add lipstick. Yes. Make sure to send different colors. You need to do a color match with those prison jumpsuits. So maybe he could have some SP Declare yellow lipstick. Definitely some nice ruby red. But I think some pink, some violet. You know, the good thing about Danny is that this is going to give him time to get in touch with his feminine side. And, you know, as a very evolved spiritual male, I know how important it is to be in touch with your feminine side. But I think through all the hoopla and everything of Danny's life, I don't think he ever really had time. Lip stain, yeah. But we need more of that, you know, lubricating effect, because there's going to be a lot of things passing through those lips that don't necessarily come from the chow hall, you know. And we're going to need things that, you know, that have a little staying power. Because he can't be reapplying every time, you know. He can't be reapplying the lipstick every time somebody, you know, has a little bit of little emission, a little facial emission for Danny, a little sublingual emission. Yeah, Maybelline. Well, super glue is just going to be, you know, it's just going to create a challenge for Bubba. And then Bubba's going to have to rip through that super glue. He's going to have to find alternative entry points. And, you know, but that won't stop him. Alternative entry points will be found, absolutely. No mistaking that fact. I mean, if at first you don't succeed, try again, Bubba. Because Danny's hungry. Danny is lonely, and Danny needs protection, love, reassurance. And there are many, many contenders for the title of Protector. Protector Bubba. Yeah, he's going to look back to Odo and think, you know, why couldn't I have been like Odo? Why couldn't I have just stayed in the Sea Org or been in the Sea Org? Jolly Rancher. How the hell are you talking about Jolly Rancher over in Utrecht? You got no Jolly Rancher. You must have been over here doing the Americanitis quite a bit. That is a reference I would not expect from any Dutch people. Or maybe you import it now. I don't know. You know what Danny could use, though, is those Dutch herrings that you people gulp down in one gulp. That's something that he could practice on. You know, get his exercise those all-important throat muscles that are going to be very important for his future. Those are going to be some of his most important muscles going forward. So I guess everybody's arrived that's gonna arrive here at the beautiful Celebrity Center. And they probably need to be here, you know, preparing, getting ready for what is about to befall them this evening. So if I am not live streaming this evening, chances are what I will be doing is filming in the midst of all their music and then uploading it as like a normal so-called, I mean, can we really call any of these normal? But yeah, it'll be a kind of more normal video, and that way we can filter out the music. Hey, we got 94 likes. Let's get 6 more, make it 100. So I feel just as fulfilled as Danny Masterson today, although not as filled, just fulfilled. Danny is quite a bit more filled than me, for sure. 95, can I hear 96? Can I hear 96? And we got it, 96. Oh my God, you guys are so responsive. You're almost as responsive as the way Bubba is going to find Danny to be. 97, we're doing it. Thank you guys, you're awesome. And we got 98. 2 more to go. Who will be the number 100? Don't hesitate to be. And there we go, 100. Thank you, everybody. That is so awesome. I love it. Oh yeah, the enablers are very guilty. And I mean, the thing is, hey, it's not your fault if you happen to own a restaurant that bad shit happens at. I get it. You're not aware of every damn thing that happens at your restaurant. But then when you go support the R word-ist, and you can't get to heaven through the Hollywood Hills, don't say that. And there's a cool chick smoking in her car. Yes, like the good old days, smoking in your car. I love it. It's like when I go to a different country where they still have smoking indoors. I walked into a hotel once, in the hotel lobby, I could smell cigarettes, and it made me very nostalgic. Not that that's what I wanted to smell when everybody was smoking indoors. No, I did not want to smell it then, but when I hadn't smelled it in years. Oh, really? Brothel Jazz Club in London, La Poubelle. Trying to be all cool, trying to have historical relevance. Well, now it's just named for the damn trash that it is. That's all it is now. It's just the trash can. But interesting, yeah, that it does have a history. I just thought it was like a funny little joke kind of thing to name it that. Interesting. You know, it's a little bit cute, and Most people in LA don't happen to know a lot of French. So one time I was standing on the street in New York, and some woman kind of yelled out in French, like, "Does anybody speak French? Can anybody help me?" And I was about like 30 feet away from her, and 5 people volunteered to help her. Right, random people on the sidewalk. None of them were French. They were all Americans. And they all spoke French. That would not happen in LA. That probably would not even happen with Spanish if they were if they were not Mexicans or something. You know, there wouldn't be 5 gringos that would just, yeah, I speak Spanish. Like, but yeah, in New York, you know, there are more languages in New York City than anywhere else in the world. And people that go to study dying languages, one of the first places they go is New York City. You could find those languages that only 9 people still speak, and there'll be 3 of them will be in New York. It's weird. But so, okay, La Poubelle has a little bit more behind the name than I thought. A little bit more than just being cute, talking about garbage cans. There is a backstory. Okay, congratulations, Mr. Trash Can. You have more historical relevance than I was giving you credit for. Okay. You're not just trying to be cute, playing around with trash. But you ended up playing around with the trash anyway, and the name has come back to haunt you. And I think that Valentine's is not going to be it's not going to be a historical Valentine's Day for La Poubelle. It might be, well, to put it in terms of famous, they might be feeling a little bit more infamous than famous today. Yeah, I mean, this is not the night to be going on a date to La Poubelle, I would think. This might be the night to cancel your La Poubelle date. It might be a night to actually, as they like to say in Scientology, pack it in. Pack it in, La Poubelle. The future is looking bleak for you, La Poubelle. La Poubelle. Let's do that. Let's eat tacos on the sidewalk. Yeah. See if we don't get arrested for that. I mean, they're out for blood. Somebody talking about my camera? Could that be a Scientological type person? Or could that be a La Poubelle type person screaming about my camera? And by the way, it's kind of a phone. F my camera, according to these people, huh? That's not nice. For people who have cameras everywhere they go, that film every square inch of their environment, they do have a weird aversion to other people having cameras. It's like when I went to Adam Schiff's office, and they had cameras on me, but they didn't want me to film them talking about Scientology. Maybe because they didn't want to brag about their amazing record with Scientology. Maybe Adam Schiff didn't want to brag about the hard principled stance that he has taken against the cult of Scientology that is dying in his district. Maybe that's something that he is just too shy to brag about. Could that be the deal? Could that possibly be what the story is? He's just not the kind of politician that brags about his amazing record, because he wants you to find out yourself. He doesn't want to be the guy to just be bragging about it. He's not like Scientology, like, curious? Come in. No, he doesn't do that. Hey, camera, how come you're not a little bit more on the level? Have you been influenced by these Scientological people? The Daily Planet? That must be rough, looking at Scientology all day long. So somebody passing by had a problem with my camera, but they didn't want to stop by to have a calm cycle about it, apparently. You know, in Scientology, you're supposed to have a calm cycle. And that means communication is the universal solvent. Yes, those politicians are very humble, and they don't want to brag about how they are holding Scientology's feet to the fire. The evil cult of Scientology. Beware, 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 beware. When's the next time Danny Masterson's going to get to have this view in person? Maybe we should start a pool, and we can, everybody can put in like $50 per year going forward for the next like 50 years, and whoever wins gets the prize. I won't film you.
We're talking about Scientology.
Scientology, yeah. Are you a Scientologist?
No.
No? Oh yeah? Cool. We're famous. Oh yeah. Everybody knows the deal. Oh, but when she said TikTok, I got to say no. I got to pitch it. I got to do like, first time I met Chris without a Hellcat, and he would tell everybody, you know, like, watch us on YouTube, and he would say the channels and stuff, and the dude is a slick self-promoter. Even slicker than Scientology. Well, you guys, last chance. Like, subscribe. Be a junior member, all that stuff. And thank you for all your support. It really means a lot. Danny's gonna be wrecking a lot of pillows, man. Pillows are not gonna be safe around him, that's for damn sure. But anyway, until tonight, and we will see each other again for a very romantic La Poubelle Valentines. Okay, you have been warned, La Poubelle. You have been warned, Scientology. That's true, I do need to make those business cards. Hello, Vistaprint. Get ready for me. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for the 108 likes. I don't see the subscribes here, but I'm sure I got some. And my heart runneth over on this most romantic day of the year. Partially for me, but mainly for our friend Danny. Danny, the master, bender over kind of guy. Okay, until tonight, bye-bye.